So we're calling this hour all about wellness. I'd like to call it a commitment to take care of yourself. You know, we're going to go into summer soon, and soon we're going to be busy and we're going to be staying up later, and maybe we won't be eating the best anymore. Well, listen, by taking these two gummies, which, by the way, do not stick to your teeth, that have a sweet, sort of like tart, really very refreshing taste to them, and you will have done your body good, as they like to say. So the question is, how are your joints feeling? Are you feeling kind of in your knees? Do you need some more joint health? And have you been thinking about maybe doing research to find something? Do you have enough fiber in your diet? Enough vitamin C? I love this statistics because it takes the guilt out of the whole thing. Or I don't even know if that's the right word to use, but 90% of U.S. adults do not eat the recommended amount of fruits and vegetables every day because it's darn hard and it's expensive to do that. 95% of us as U.S. adults are not getting the recommended amount of fiber every single day. In here, there's no artificial flavor or colors, no gluten, no soy. They're vegan. They're intended for ages 16 and up. So here's the deal. There's no auto delivery while I'm on the no roll here, unfortunately. So we're going to suggest that if you are going to make that commitment to yourself and to the people that you love, that you think about this in two different ways. There's the 30-day for those of you who aren't quite sure you want to jump in with both feet. This gives you an opportunity to get it home for $9.20. That's less than $10. Get it home. Use your credit card. You can use any credit card. There's 30 servings, 60 gummies in here because you'll take 2 per day. That brings it down to $1.67 per serving every day. Can you afford $1.67 a day? Then the most popular and really the smartest way to go, half of the quantity for the 60-day supply at $125 have already been ordered. So the 60-day supply in here is going to be 120 gummies. That's a 2-month supply. 5 Easy Pays at $14, and that would be $1.21 per serving. Sadly, there is no auto delivery. I will also tell you there is no going to Dr. Gundry's site and say, well, I'll just get it from him, you know, once we get committed to doing this, because he won't have it either. It's exclusive to QVC through August. This is a year's supply if you order the 60-day. So think about that, because this would be 6 times 1 year, because it's a 2-month supply, so you need 6 jars. And if you're using 5 Easy Pays, that would be $64 a month. I don't know if my math's right on that. If it's wrong, Alan, please correct me. Or you can just stick with the 60-day supply. But just know that the price on this is going to go up at the end of the day. And we can, by the way, do bill to, ship to on this. All right, with all that said, let's talk about the worry that you have about your heart health, the digestive issues. How there's a whole, I think, confusing world out there of what we should be taking and vitamin C and what's the right way and the right amount and who should be taking it. That's why we have our expert, Dr. Stephen Gundry, who actually created this. And what you're going to have the opportunity to do is spend time with him today, throughout the day. But at the end of the day, he's giving up his time as he is traveling with his wife and his family to spend with us. The price is going up at the end of the day. So Dr. Gundry is a cardiothoracic surgeon, a longtime medical researcher. He's a best-selling author, and he created these and he brought these to QVC. Mighty Flex. All right, Dr. Gundry, in my mind, Mighty Flex reminds me of when I was a kid and the muscles they used to draw on that, on Popeye. You are giving us the opportunity to invest in ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the reasons I made Mighty Flex after Mighty Reds did so well and was so well received at QVC. And you're right, you can only get Mighty Flex here. You guys have an exclusive agreement with Gundry MD. You can't come to my website and buy them because they don't exist on my website. And so we're offering them to QVC, actually first time today for the next 24 hours. Why'd I make Mighty Flex? Well, 70% of people 50 and over have joint issues. I mean, think about that for a minute. And just think most people, once you kind of cross 50, sometimes 40, things get a little creaky, even getting out of bed. It's not as much fun to take a walk. It's not as much, there's not any enjoyment even to get your dog out for a walk. Joint health, and put it in a form that they would actually take. Sadly, most joint support supplements out there are big tablets. And I've learned from my patients through the years, and I still see patients 6 days a week, that women in particular do not want to swallow these tablets. So I use a material called Q-actin, which is actually derived from a special breed of cucumbers. And the reason I use Q-actin is that there have been multiple human studies that show that the use of Q-actin improves joint health, joint flexibility, joint comfort. And how do we know? Because these studies have been done with what are called placebo-controlled trials. And that's a fancy way of saying, here, I want you, one group of people, I want you to take the active ingredient. And you other group of people, I'm going to tell you that the active ingredient is in this capsule, but it's not going to be in there. And then I want to see how you're doing over a few months. And lo and behold, in this particular human trial, only the people who took Q-actin had improved joint health, more flexibility, less stiffness. And the people who thought they were taking Q-actin but weren't getting anything didn't have any benefit, even though they thought they were taking an active ingredient. And that's actually one of the ways in medicine we decide whether something is actually the effect of the supplement or it's just suggestion. So I combine Q-actin with vitamin C. Now, most people know that vitamin C is very important for immune health, but what most people don't know is it's one of the few vitamins that we cannot manufacture for ourselves. We're one of the few animals that don't make vitamin C. And vitamin C is actually the missing link in joint health. Now, why is that? It turns out joints are very supported by collagen. And there you see how vitamin C supports healthy collagen production. Collagen is like rebar in concrete. And rebar are all those rods that you see in concrete or in posts that make buildings. And collagen, unfortunately, your joints flex and collagen breaks. And there's all these raw spots of collagen. And that actually is part of the reason that things hurt. Vitamin C re-knits that collagen, puts it all back together. And without vitamin C, you don't have working collagen. Interestingly enough, that's why you see wrinkles when in smokers, because their vitamin C production is used in oxidative stress, and they can't repair the collagen that flexes in their skin. So I added vitamin C to this formula to kind of supercharge the effect of Q-actin. But I didn't stop there. You mentioned that most of us have, quite frankly, lousy gut health as we get older. Mm-hmm. And that's because of two reasons. Number one, most of the food that we eat, because we're so busy, doesn't have any fiber. It's mostly processed and ultra-processed foods. And while those things are really convenient, they strip all the beneficial fiber out of the various products that go into it. Now, why is that important? It turns out that bacteria in our gut, the good guys, what I call gut buddies, have to have fiber to eat. And if they don't have fiber to eat, they actually literally send text messages up to your brain that you're not feeding them and you should go find some more food and keep eating until you feed them. Unfortunately, most of our food doesn't have this fiber. And that's why 95% of Americans don't get adequate fiber. So in these two tiny gummies, I put 4 grams of soluble fiber, the exact food that our gut bugs love. And I hear we have a phone call, so I would love to hear from somebody.
All right. Ginny, thanks for waiting. How are you? How are things in New Jersey for you today?
Thank you, Pat. Things are great today. A little rain, but that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. We could do with a little rain. It's good for our veggies. Dr. Gundry is here. Ginny, I understand that you're familiar with some of Dr. Gundry's products.
Oh, yes, Dr. Gundry. I wanted to call in because you have made a big difference in my life since the beginning of the year. And if it weren't for QVC, I wouldn't have even known who you are. But
oh, how nice.
I bought the Mighty Reds last year when they first came on, and I got them home, and I was eating keto, and I saw they were 5 grams of carbs, and I'm like, I don't know if I should eat 2 of these a day. I kind of didn't embrace it. Then in February, you were on again, and I listened to you, and I was like, let me get those Mighty Reds out. And then I had to go on to that big online store that we all know to buy some MCT oil because I was out. And as I was checking out, they say people who bought this also bought that. So I saw your book, Breaking the Code. And I'm like, is that the same Dr. Gundry that I was listening to on QVC? So I was like, I might as well put that in the cart because I was stuck. I wasn't losing weight, but I knew this is the way I needed to eat. So even before the book came, I went back on QVC. I ordered more Mighty Reds. I bought the Essential Orange that you were just selling earlier. And then the book came. And by that time, I had been on the Mighty Reds, and I had been doing some of the things you suggested in your book, but I switched out some of the vegetables because I didn't realize what harm they were doing to me. So I switched some out. I added some of the other ones that you said I could have that I didn't think I could have. And since then, I have lost over 10 pounds.
Wow.
I saw
Fantastic.
on the program guide that you were coming on today, and I was like, oh, my God, what product is he going to have today? And now that I see that this new product helps my joints, that's amazing. And my birthday is tomorrow. I'm turning 66, and I need a little help with my knee joints and other things. And I can't thank you enough for helping me figure out what the secret is for my body. I can't say for everybody, but for me, it has unlocked my code, and I feel so great, and I can't thank you enough.
This is fantastic. Happy birthday,
yeah.
Ginny. 66 years young.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's so great to hear. I see patients 6 days a week, and I've been doing this in this part of my career for 25 years now. And I do it really to hear from people just like you and say, how'd you figure that out? Well, like I say, I see patients 6 days a week, even on the weekends. And I've learned so much from people like you about what works, what doesn't work. And so I'm so thankful that you called in and let me know, because that's why I do this. Thanks.
Ginny, thank you so very much. Have a wonderful birthday, and thank you for being here and sharing that with everyone. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Pat. Have a great day.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye, Ginny. All right, Dr. Gundry, we need to remind everybody, because I don't have the entire hour this time. We have 30-day supply. If you want to just go ahead and try it, or maybe you want to ship it to someone so they could try it. So think about that. That's a 1-month supply. You'll take 2 per day. The 60-day is really the best value because you'll actually save even more money. And I should tell you, the 60-day, half of the quantity is gone for the day. And this is the only place you will be able to find this. When it's gone, it's gone. At the end of the day, the price goes up. But it is exclusive to QVC through August 14th. No one else will have this. A lot of you with the 60-day are getting more than one. You're going ahead and